Blessings, welcome, creating simple. My name is Yasmin, aka Sunfire. How y'all doing? I hope you all are doing well. Those who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you returning, welcome back. Those of you who like the content that I'm creating, hit that like button. Um, those of you who would like to join the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Um, Capricorns. This is for single females who are not chosen, but God has a purpose for you. You're still learning karmic lessons. All right. Dang, I forgot to put that in the title. I'll put that up there. I'm not bad. I knew that title was too short. Anyway, I'll fix it. I get the feeling that there's a Capricorn here who was being guided to release negativity and things that no longer serve them, because they was being guided elsewhere. But this person has some deep woundings, right, that they wasn't willing to face. It's because this person felt like they wasn't good enough, possibly to receive more than what they've already gotten. But the person that was guiding you would find inner peace, okay? This was somebody trying to help you heal this wound, okay? Peace isn't found outside. It's cultivated within. Create stillness in your mind and soul. You could also suffer from some type of mental instability or emotional instability or immaturity. And somebody was guided along your path to help you with this. Had you not fought against this, I feel like they would have been able to help you reach this point that you needed to let go with release the resentment loop. Okay? You resented this person because they outshined you. Okay? And that's why you didn't take their advice. Resentment isn't power. It's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose your peace. But you couldn't make peace with whatever you've been through. You could not make peace, and that's why you were stuck in this energy. Okay? But this person tried to help you. They found inner peace, okay? And they was trying to help you find it. But you it's like you closed something out that you no longer needed to be around. And you was this close to being on the path heading into the right direction, but you, instead of making that left turn, you chose to keep going forward on a path that you had already been on. And it's like you looped right back around into a circle, and now you're sitting up here wounded again. Align with your higher path. The more you align with your soul's truth, the less resistance you'll face. Flow with purpose and not pressure. So instead of you flowing with purpose and not pressure, you allow either others or whatever this wounding was to keep veer you off your path again. It's like somebody was sent in, showed you the right way, you resented them for it, and then turned around and deliberately, I feel like this was deliberate. You deliberately went against what was told to you and went back into a situation that made you feel like you was not enough. Release inner criticism. Silence the inner child. Speak up. Speak to yourself with kindness and watch your confidence soar. But instead of you had a fake sense of confidence. I'm hearing you roar, but it wasn't authentic. Okay, it wasn't, that confidence wasn't authentic. inside your head, you constantly told yourself negative things based off what you've been taught as a child, possibly. And this person who has had discovered inner peace was trying to help you discover how to get there. And you was almost there. But I feel a rebellious energy. How dare you see what needs to be fixed in me? It's like your ego was like, ooh. Okay, I'm feeling somebody had a huge ego, did not want to listen, and was just like rebellious, even though you knew deep down that this person was healed in this wound. Recognize relational wounds. Not every scar came from cruelty. Some came from absence, silence, and unmet needs. Name what hurt you. You can't even say what this person did to hurt you. But I feel like since this person's been out of your life, that has grown even a scar bigger than the one you had. Because it's like having admiration for somebody, but being slick envious or jealous of them at the same time, and wishing that you could be like them, but angry because they had the answers, and like, how dare you heal me? This is some crazy egotistical shit though. But it is to each his own. We live and we learn. We go through stuff. Sometimes our egos can be so big to the point where we can't even see when we're being loved on, when we're being helped. And we go back to the things that are not loving us, that are not helping us, because that's where we're most comfortable. Okay? And I feel like that's what you did. And now you're there in this place where you're most uncomfortable, and it's like, why did I put myself back in this situation? I was out of it, and I got myself right back in it. They tried to tell me, they tried to warn me, but this is what I'm hearing. My dumb ass just said, F you, and I'm not going to listen to you. This is what you're doing to yourself. Every time you look in the mirror, you're negative self-talking because you made a wrong choice. Evidently, your spirit said you wasn't ready for this new path that you was being guided towards, okay? There was something else you need to go back and learn. So don't beat yourself up, Your ego needed another go-round of getting his butt kicked, okay? Sometimes that happens to us when our egos are too large. And I feel like that's what happened. Your ego was too large, and that's why you went for another round to get your butt kicked. All right, now we're going to see what this wounding was that this person was helping you. And there was something evil, something dark attached to you that this person helped lift off for you. You could have met a spiritualist, somebody who had the ability to heal others, and they were healing you. But the more they healed you, the more you resented them. It's possibly that you resented them because you didn't know how to be a kind, loving, nurturing person. You've been so used to, I feel like you was somebody, a hell raiser. Oh, excuse me, I feel like you may have been somebody that was a hell raiser. How you doing? Here you go. You was a hell raiser, and all you did was raise hell. And this person was trying to help you find peace. You felt like that, they was doing you a disservice by doing this for you. No, they wasn't. But the craziest part is you asked them for this help. They didn't force this on you. It's like the moment they started helping you reach success and healing, you was like, oh no. When that darkness came off you, you was like, oh wait, no. I feel naked. I feel exposed. So you had to go dirty yourself again. And that's what I feel like. It's like I reversed that energy right back to its sender. it's like the energy what I'm getting here is like you it's like, okay, take like you got somebody that's suffering with drugs, a drug addiction, right? And they want to get clean and they go to rehab, they get it clean, and then when they come out, they're doing good and they got their support team, right? Well, then you got those that still get high and stuff coming around, and your support team's like, look, do this, do this, do that. Not saying you was on drugs, I'm just using this as an analogy. Your support team is like, maybe we should do this and do this and do that. If you don't mind, I'll help you with this. This is somebody who's dedicated to helping you heal, okay? And it's like the drugs kept calling you. Every time the temptation kept calling you, temptation, just more temptation kept calling you. And you finally gave in to that temptation. And when you gave in to that temptation, instead of you taking accountability that you felt weak and holding yourself responsible, you blamed the person that was helping you. You know, hurt people, and I feel like that's what you did. And now you're sitting here hurting yourself. Okay, so this person has not been talking to you. They cut you loose and let you go, and it's like, okay, well, if that's how you're gonna be, then I can't force you to do anything. Bye-bye. I can't force you to do anything, but what I will do is I'll hold space for you, you know? It's like I'll hold space for you from afar. Because I feel like your anger, you may even have anger issues. Your anger got so much the better of you to the point where you was chasing people away from you. You kept going back to self-top. You sabotage this relationship. And I feel like you've done this before. This ain't the first time. This may be a pattern. When you actually have good people in your life, you sabotage those type of relationships because you're used to unhealthy relationships, and you do suffer from a low self-esteem. So, which is, you felt like you didn't deserve it. You know, I can relate to that because when I was in my low vibrational energy, I told you I went to a retreat, right? And we did this exercise, and we had to go around the house. There was different, every room represented something. And the room that you resonated with, you stopped in that room and you take a minute to ask yourself questions. Like one room was bartering. One room was greed. Another room was something else. And you sit there and you journal about it, and then you put it in a basket after you finish. You don't put your name on it or nothing. You write how you have, how did it go? I think we wrote down how we harmed ourselves in those ways, and how they held us back. And whichever room resonates with you, you spend the most time in, and journal about it and put it in the basket when you're finished. Well, mine was bartering because I was afraid of success. I've always been poor all my life, so I was afraid of success. And I'm like, and being in the spotlight. So every time I knew I had a calling to be in the spotlight, but I would choose positions that would keep me out of the spotlight because of my low self-esteem at the time. I didn't have a great self-esteem in the past, because I was always told I wasn't good enough, that you know, but hell, most of my life nobody ever told me that I was cute or beautiful or anything. I thought I was an ugly duckling, truth be told. You know, I thought so negatively of myself before I started to realize that this was all that everybody told me because they wanted me to feel this way, you know, because that's how they felt about themselves. And when I started doing my journal work and healing work, I started realizing I carried that exercise actually home with me. I didn't forget it. And I practiced it at home. How am I bartering with myself? How am I rejecting myself? How am I sabotaging myself? These were questions that I asked myself, that I journaled about daily. And so I'm sharing this with you because I'm relating with this energy. Okay? I've come a long way from that. Now I'm very confident in myself. I know I'm beautiful, but I'm humble in my looks, you know? the things that I used to say 2020, there that don't exist in my world anymore. I used to always say I was fat and ugly. Now I'm big and voluptuous. You you know, and it's a difference once you start to love on those things that you once hated about yourself, and and then people that was had their own business. I felt like, you know, that could never be me. I could never be that person, you know. And then I thought about it. I said, but why can't it be me? Yes, it can be me. So I've been working on that ever since. But, I had to learn along the way it requires patience, you know. And I feel like one of your biggest things you lack is patience with yourself and others. And then you may also look outwardly instead of looking. It ain't no may also, because it says that. What it say? Peace is found, not isn't found outside. It's cultivated within. Create stillness in your mind and soul. Resentment isn't power. It's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose your pace. You know what I'm saying? Your peace. So, yeah, I feel like me sharing parts of my healing journey is relevant for you, because you may be doing some of the same things, bartering with yourself, resenting yourself too, because it's like, I know I can be a better person, but my past did this to me. I know I can, I've been there, I've done that. I know what that's like, okay? So I feel like you really need to stop telling yourself this. It's time to, I challenge you to do this, okay? With this low self-esteem, get your journal and write down everything everybody ever said negative about you. Everything. And then write down everything you've ever said negative about yourself. You're going to see a pattern, okay? 9 times out of 10, you're going to see that the things that you say about yourself are things that others have said about you. So, if you recognize this pattern, then what I want you to do is sit down and create a list of things that you now believe is true about yourself that is not true of what you was told and used to say to yourself. Okay? You're going to change those narratives, flip them around to something positive, even if you don't believe it, okay, at this time. But write a positive to those negatives. And then every day, I challenge you to stand in that mirror and recite those positives back to yourself, not the negatives. And when you catch yourself saying the negatives, remember your positive and recite your positive. Change that negative into a positive. I guarantee it works, but it requires your diligence, okay? You can't just do it and not do it, okay? Say you're going to do it and not do it. You got to actually put in the work, okay? And I bet your self-esteem will start to build itself up. Also start taking yourself out, doing things for yourself. For the longest, I always thought that I needed somebody to go with me just to go out and eat or go to the movies or go bowling. No, I started learning to take myself out on dates. I got happy with dating myself. I didn't need nobody else to do that. It's fun to have others around, but for it to be a need, no. That gave me more confidence. I wasn't embarrassed to be in public by myself anymore. I used to feel like if I was walking alone, that I should feel ashamed or embarrassed because I don't have nobody. But then I got to thinking, but that's backwards. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. I'm actually enjoying my own company. I'm figuring out what I want, what I like, and sometimes I use my imagination as if somebody was there with me. And I would do to myself what I would want for them to do for me. So I was teaching myself what type of person I want in my life, and not to keep drawing in the same person that I know I don't need in my life. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was teaching myself. So with this self-esteem, you have to do the work to rebuild your self-esteem. And stop looking outside yourself for somebody to build it for you. Because if you want somebody else to make you feel better about who you are, then you're setting yourself up for failure. Because 9 times out of 10, most people would take that opportunity to tear you down. Okay? So I'm asking you to start writing down what people said about you that was negative. Also, when you do your pros, let me finish. I'm gonna do it all over again. Okay, get your paper, write down everything that people said that was negative about you, and write down everything you say that's negative about you. Okay, then I want you to take that same piece of paper and on the other side write everything people say that's positive about you, and then everything that you feel that's positive about you. 9 times out of 10, if you got matches, these are if you got anything that match, then I want you to sit with them first of all and see how true they are. If you doubt any of them that matches up, 9 times out of 10, these are beliefs that you are carrying that other people have placed on you, okay? But if you feel that way wholeheartedly, then keep it, okay? Even if it's negative. And if it's negative, then that's a challenge for you to work on. That's where you need to start focusing on where you need to work at. Okay? All right. Sabotaging relationships. I feel like that's what you did with this person. You sabotaged this relationship. Yeah. Due to past disappointments, people could have let you down a lot in your life. Okay? I don't know if if you was adopted or whatever, or grew up in a broken home, or abandoned by your parents. Okay? If those are the cases, then these past disappointments, sometimes what I do with that, I remember that God removed things that did not have your greatest and highest of good for you, okay? And if people were removed out of my life, they didn't have my highest good. That's how I look at that. So God closes doors that don't serve you. So when those doors close, we got to learn to allow them to close, because there's something else that's meant for us, something else that's going to be better for us. But when we grow unhealthy attachments to people, places, and things, it's hard to let go, and whoever this is, you got comfortable in chaos. I grew, and I can relate with that too, because I grew up in chaos, but I never was comfortable with it. Whoever I'm reading for, you're comfortable with this chaos. And that, I feel like, is the number one reason why you have this anger management issue. Okay? Because you feel like the people that were supposed to be there for you was not there for you. I can relate with that too. I've healed and come away from that too. Now, people that's supposed to have been there for me, I'm kind of glad they're gone. Because they showed me who they truly were. And I've learned from that. So it's hard to detach from people we love and care about. But when we got genuine people in our lives that love and care about us, we need to be careful of that detachment energy and sabotaging connections that are really good for us. It's possibly because people may have came into your life and pretended that they was good for you only to tear you back down. And I feel like that is what's going on here, okay? With this past disappointments. People came in your life making you promise and didn't keep them. And they disappointed you a lot. and that made you angry. You ain't never forgave these people. So I feel like you need to forgive these people that did this to you. Forgiveness, one thing I practice is forgiveness. You know, forgiveness I learned is the greatest gift God gave me. You know, forgiving folks. That's not saying I give them a pass on what they did. No, but it says that I am no longer willing to let them win, let them hold power over me by holding on to the pain or resentment of what they did. And if you did things that was wrong and now you're resenting yourself, because I feel like you're looking at these self-sabotaging ways of yours and like, damn, they was really good to me and I really sabotaged that shit. They didn't deserve how I treated them. Okay? I feel like that's what you're doing now. You're looking back. You're reflecting on, damn, I had good people and I threw them away. You know? I don't know about you, but I was always raised never burn your bridges, okay? If I've had people in my life, I've always been one to not burn bridges with people that I know were good for me. I try to keep those bridges maintained. But if I have bridges with people that are no good for me, I burn them bitches down with gasoline. I'm serious. But, you know, I don't know if that's a self-sabotaging thing for me, but I just know that if you're not good for me, I will burn that bridge, you know? And you can't come back across it to burn me again. But I feel like you burnt bridges with good people. And then the people that you should have burnt bridges with, you didn't. And you kept going around with that. You're going in circles is what I'm hearing. Okay? And I didn't. Take it from somebody that's been there. It ain't, I don't like chasing my tail. I don't chase my tail. Once I'm done chasing my tail, I'm done. You ain't gonna keep making me dizzy, okay? So I don't know what your morals or your moral compass is, but I feel like you allowed some past disappointments and the fact of your low self-esteem get you in this energy. And I feel like it's not, you're angry, okay? You're angry as fuck, you know? Tell me more about this Capricorn I'm picking up on. Fear intimacy. You may even get yourself in situations where people, especially like in relationships, where people are more cold and distant. And I don't know why I feel like a people pleasing. It's like you find a comfortability in that, in cold and distant people. And it's like, what, you know, why? You know, I just heard, but why? Because I don't know. I'm the opposite. I can't help. I'm a Capricorn, so you know, I'm the opposite. I like warm people. I like intimacy. I like to touch. I like to hold hands. I like to, you know, I don't know if something happened to you as a child, okay, that made you fear intimacy. Maybe you could have been been abused as a kid. I do know if abuse can cause people to fear intimacy. Rape can cause people to fear intimacy. Yeah, I feel like you may have suffered some type of abuse that made you fear intimacy. Whoever you are, you've been alone for a long time. Okay? You've been alone for a long time. And this didn't just start now. This started a long time ago. I feel like people broke your heart so much that you felt like you was not enough because um shit. This is what I'm feeling off you. That you've been let down and disappointed so much by people you loved and care about. Possibly even hurt and abused by people you loved and care about. That came nothing but great disappointments in your life. And it's like that's why the Most High sent this person with inner peace. Because they have met themselves well. And they've gone through similar things as you. That's why they was trying to help you. And they was good at it because you were like, y'all were mirror for each other. I feel like whoever this person is that found inner peace, this person that was help guiding you to heal, I feel like they were just like you once upon a time. That's how they knew they had to, the antidote for what they had the cure for what you was going through. But you resented them because, like I said, your ego, you could be very headstrong, don't like nobody help you because you've been on your own for a while. Possibly even, shit. Like I said, if you was in foster care or something, because I don't see nobody around this person. That could be another fear of intimacy. You've been alone for so long that you fear intimacy with others, getting close to others, because you've never had that closeness. You don't even know what it's like to truly be close to another. Wow. I said it because look what I'm looking at. Whoever I'm talking to, you ain't never really had nobody in your life. It's always just been you. And I feel like you've always had to pull yourself out, even though you was bruised and scarred. But whoever this person is, they've been through similar things as you. They found their inner peace. And they was help guiding you. And they helped dispel some of this darkness off you. And that's when you felt naked and exposed. That's when you resented them. Like, how dare you, lift this shit off me. You didn't know it's like you didn't know what it felt like to deserve to be that way. I just touched my nose. Wow. You never, it's like, I really feel like you was, hold on, I need clarification. Was this person orphanaged or orphan? You was an orphan. Oh, that's what I'm feeling like. No, who is you? I do this for myself, but you was doing it the wrong way. Instead, you was building up aggression and anger, and you became this front where can't nobody touch you. It's like your protection was this aggression, this anger, this darkness that you cast over others, this huge ego. Wow. And this person could have friended you, been your friend or somebody that got close to you. They actually got to your heart. This could have been a friend, a female friend, For some of y'all, because I don't feel no kind of like, I feel an emotional bond, but not no like romantic bond off this other energy. This was somebody that actually had genuine care for you. And you sabotaged that connection with them because you was angry that they was fixing you. Because you thought you could fix yourself because it's me, me, me. It's me, myself, and I. That's all I got to the end. That's what you thought you found out. So it ain't no need to cry because for now I'm going to be my own best friend. You had, so this person came in and you saw them as being your best friend. You felt like you was betraying yourself by letting them in. So you sabotaged the friendship. Damn. And took yourself back into some shit that you should have stayed away from. Tell me about align with your higher path. You feared being vulnerable. Fear of vulnerability. Whoever this friend was made you feel vulnerable, and you ran back into the things that where you could wear your mask, where you can fix it yourself. And then somebody you slick had a session with, or somebody had a session with you. You ran into something toxic. Yeah, somebody that you knew you wasn't compatible with. But because of unprocessed past traumas, you ran right back to that. And you don't want nobody to know. You're hiding that you're shameful that you did this to yourself. You ran back to a toxic situation. So what's going on in this toxic situation? Lord have mercy. Where's that dick in the spirit? I got a dick to keep hiding from me. It's like, no, I don't want to be seen. That's you too. You're hiding. You don't want to be seen. You're dodging this friend, okay? You're doing your best not to come around this person or to reach out, but you want to. Because you know they had the best intentions for you. Nope, it's not here. You even been hiding the fact that you went back to this toxic relationship that was sabotaging your sanity, your peace of mind. Hold on. But see, you couldn't hide from God, though. Because it's going to be found. Let's see. Where the dick at? There it is. Found it. So this relationship that you went back to that you knew was not good for you, you went back to it anyway. To this obsessive energy, and you're trying to hide your shame. You're ashamed that you did it. Negativity, like a dark cloud above you. Like a dark cloud above, you are depressed. Extreme moods. Yeah. You've been depressed since you went back. But you're hiding your shame with public image. You're trying to make like everything's good. You may be, if you went back to a toxic person that was obsessed with you, okay? Somebody that's totally incompatible for you, due to past traumas. You've been behind closed doors. You're distant from this person. It says so far away physically and emotionally. See if you can rekindle the passion again. I feel like, yeah, this was supposed to end. This was something that ended. Controlling. Needs to be right all the time. Possessive, jealous lover. You went back to a jealous ass lover. And this person ain't nothing but a joke. And this is how you see this person. It's all just a game to them. Insecure. Just having fun. Yeah. You've been hiding your shame of going back to something that I feel like this is not only was this a trauma bonding, but something that was codependent. Okay. And then out of your resentment, you could have done this because I feel like whoever this friend was, they may be single. So you went and got back with a toxic person to like one up them. But behind closed doors, the situation is distant. And then in public, you're worried about what people think. So you may be posting like y'all are happy together. Worried about appearances, can't relax, conceited. This is a situation you're being asked to work on so that it can really end. You're pretending that it is not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. You left something. I feel like you went back to an ex. You was free. That was the darkness being lifted off you by this friend, helping you heal. And you went back. You sabotaged the friendship, a good, healthy friendship, to go back into a toxic ass relationship and then pretend like you're happy, hiding your shame in public. But on the inside, you're like, this shit needs to end. And you keep going back to this person because you feel like this is all you can get because of your low self-esteem, because of your negative self-talk. And this person may even try to make you feel that way. Like they the best thing for you. You ain't gonna find nothing better than them. Oh wow. So ask yourself this. Capricorn female single, not chosen, but God has a purpose for you. Damn, I just pulled this card deck up and pulled the star card with it. This may be your karma. Okay? You realizing you gave yourself your damn. You're realizing that you gave your own self karma by going back to this relationship. Because you refused to heal with the star card. So what you're being asked to ask yourself when it comes to your self-esteem, your sabotaging relationships, okay, your past disappointments. How can you create more traction in your work life and work life? I said you're codependent. Low self-esteem, codependent. What story about yourself are you ready to let go of? Sabotaging relationships. Past disappointments. What are your hard nose and red lines? So your past disappointments taught you what to accept and what not to accept. So when it comes to your past disappointments, what are your hard nose and your hard red lines? What boundaries do you have you in place or put in place to make sure that you don't allow other people cross those boundaries? Okay, and I mean these are healthy boundaries. It says, what do you want to make a stand for and why? And I feel like that's this shame. I feel like that's the shame that's ending. because you're distant. You want to leave again, but because you're codependent, maybe finances or housewives, because they show y'all in the same house. Um, Maybe you fear standing alone. And it says, what is your why, and is it strong enough to inspire your best self? I feel like that's this unprocessed past traumas. What is your why? Is it strong enough to inspire your best self? So whatever your unprocessed past traumas is what you're going through worth staying in it because of that? What else? What were you like as a child? What aspects of the younger you are you ready to weave back into life? Okay, that's this intimacy and vulnerability. And if you got a child, you got to ask yourself, do you want your child growing up living like this? What were you like as a child? What aspects of your younger you are you ready to weave back into life? If you got a child, this child could be reminding you of how you used to be as a kid. That child may even be helping you heal your inner child. And if not, exactly what that question said. Even both ways, exactly what that question said, including mine. What's your dream way to make money? Right, you're codependent on this person for money, stability. So what is your dream way to make money? And how could you make this happen? I didn't share my wants to start my own, to create my own for no reason. So you have something that you're able or capable of doing, and you're good at it when it comes to making money. But I feel like you may even dim your light, shy away from it, stay away from it, or not even, never even gotten into it because you could have been like me, bartering, fearing your own success. You see what I'm saying? So, damn, that's another reason why you sabotage this connection with this friend. Because this friend may have been asking you these questions and working on themselves, doing the same thing. And you could have resented them because you like, how was you strong enough to do it? Wow. How was you strong enough to walk away? The Most High been sending you mirrors. Are you looking in these mirrors to tell yourself more negative stuff about self? Or are you looking in these mirrors and really seeing what they're showing you and working on the things inside you that needs to be worked on? What factors shaped your core values and beliefs? Right. This negative mindset, do that journal work. Because that helps shapes your core. Whatever I just told you to practice, I just told you to do. It's going to help you realize what shaped your core beliefs. Okay? About writing down what people have told you about you that's negative. And writing down what you've told yourself that's negative. And then on the other side, writing down what you believe is positive about yourself. And what people have said that is positive about you. And then on a whole nother piece of paper, you're going to compare notes. what you don't believe is true, then you don't have to keep that. Let it go. Release it. Say like somebody say, just I'm gonna give you a prime example. Tim said Yasmin was fat and ugly. Yasmin believed that she was fat and ugly because Tim said she was fat and ugly. Yasmin believes she has beautiful eyes. People always tell her her eyes are deep and within depth and beautiful. So now I'm going to go back to compare those two. Tim said Yasmin was ugly, so Yasmin believes she was ugly. Does Yasmin truly believe she's ugly now? No, because people seen beauty in her eyes. And where has Yasmin seen beauty in herself? All over. There's a lot about Yasmin that is beautiful, inside and out. And I'm going to write those things down. And then those are the things I'm going to keep. The things that don't belong to me, I'm going to put them on another piece of paper that I don't want to keep. If that I don't believe that I'm ugly, I might be fat, but I like my fatness. I love my fatness, matter of fact. Tim said I was fat and ugly. Well, Tim was right. I am fat. I love my fatness. So Tim said I was ugly going on a piece of paper. Donna said I was oddie body going on a piece of paper. And I'm gonna stockpile all the negatives that I don't want to keep. And then when I get done, I'm gonna take that piece of paper and I'm gonna burn that shit and I'm gonna release it and let it go. And I ain't gonna never recall on it ever again. And if I catch myself doing it, I got this good note that I done wrote to myself. Yasmin is beautiful. She has beautiful eyes. She's beautiful inside out. She loves her bigness. You know what I'm saying? That's the note I'm going to replay in my mind every day. And that's how you work on this low self-esteem, even your fear of intimacy, even your fears of vulnerability. Who made you feel like that it was wrong or shameful or bad to be vulnerable? Who made you feel like you shouldn't like to be touched? And why? And then write down how you like to be touched. You know? Who told me that I was no good at relationships? That I had to destroy all my relationships? Well, in this case, this may be you. Because of your fears. Because of your disappointments. And them two may tie together. Your past disappointments may be the result of your self-sabotaging ways. Okay? So, really dig into this stuff. Tell me, why do I keep dealing with this obsessive energy? Who I know is not compatible to me. But they make me feel like nobody else will want me. Because this person is projecting their traumas onto me. Trying to control the narrative. Because really this person, they really feel ashamed. You know? And if people knew how they truly treated me, their public image would be ruined. So these are some good ass questions that you might want to sit down and work with and ask yourself. If you got to keep replaying this video to write these questions down, please do so. But I really think you got to start working on healing the traumas, healing the lack thereof of want to be touched, healing the fear of being seen as weak because you're being vulnerable. Healing the every time somebody get close to me, I'm gonna push you away and run because I got hurt before. People let me down. They lied to me and said they're gonna be one way, but they would turn out to be another. Okay, Capricorn, not chosen, but God has a purpose. There may be a continuation. Well, there will be a continuation because this is gonna be something that we keep doing, I heard. So this is what Spirit wants you to start working on. And I feel like the main love that's coming in for you now will be self-love. Okay? Instead of worrying about receiving love outside yourself, I think you need to start giving love to yourself, because you're poured into cups that are empty and that are not fulfilling and not filling you. Okay? And it's okay to be alone sometimes. It's okay, because that's when you do the best work on yourself. All right? So, Capricorn females, not chosen, but God has a purpose for you. Still learning karmic lessons. I hope this is helpful. I hope you actually put the work in on working on yourselves and getting yourselves better. Oh, wait. I need to give you a final message. I almost forgot. A higher self message. I forgot your higher self. I was finna let you go. All right. What does my Capricorn. What in the world is a Capricorn? That's what I was going to say. Capricorn. You could be mourning. You're mourning the loss of this friend. Recognize relational wounds. Not every scar comes from cruelty. Ever since you sabotaged this connection with this healthy friend, you've been mourning the loss of that connection. I was wondering, what is a Capricorn? Saying Cap is mourning. You're mourning the loss of this healthy friend. I feel like you sabotaged the connection with that healthy friend, because that healthy friend would have probably frowned upon you going back towards that ex, because the ex tore you down. When you bond with someone in spirit, you both become a greater force for good. Yeah, you're mourning the loss of your friend. This is somebody that you may be part of your soul family. You may have bonded spiritually with this person. I said they was like some type of spiritual healer or spiritualist. You realize they really meant good for you. And it's like you ain't found nobody to give you that good, solid advice since you sabotaged it. You realize that they was giving you, okay, so say if toxic boyfriend was still in your ear, this person made you believe that your good friend had good intentions for you, were really leading you the wrong way. And now you regret that, listening to him. Oh, Tower, shit. You regret that. And that's been a tower for you ever since. Hold on. As soon as I said that, these cards fell. I'm going to peek at them before just the ones that hit the ground. Somebody could have a Cuban descent, physical disability, black man, stepmom, taking revenge, cousin on dad's side, granddad on father's side, brother, white, wigs. Okay? If that resonates for you, any of that, this just fell. Okay? So it fell, it hit the floor, so I'm going to give it to you, because wow. Let me put this over here. Now, if they fall again, then I guess that deck won't talk. What else does their higher self want to tell them? My Capricorn singles, female singles. What you find may not be what you expected, but what you truly needed. You found a good friend. This was somebody that you truly needed. They were sent to you on purpose. So if one to say, if you got passed on loved ones, they could have been the grandfathers or whatever that I called out. Let the water settle and the stars will be mirrored in you. Take a break. Time away brings clarity. So, right, since you've been away from this friend, you've gained clarity on everything they said to you. And that's why you're looking in the mirror like, dang, I cut myself this time. Oh, shit. What you seek is seeking you. Believe, focus, intent, meet with destiny. Wow. Yeah, so you went seeking more negativity. And you got it. Also, your eyes could have been open to the truth about something or someone. Wow. Whatever, if this person is gifted like me, whatever they predicted for you, you intentionally sabotage this connection with them to go see if what they said was right, only to find out they was right. This came in reverse. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. Stay steady, go with the flow, do the right thing. You did the wrong thing on purpose. It came in reverse. You went against the grain on purpose. Look inside yourself all you want. You already are abundance resource. Your wishes is granted. So whoever this person is that was helping you, their wishes are being granted. Okay, so I feel like this was a divine assignment. Okay, whoever this person was that was guiding you, even if they may have blamed themselves because you went back the wrong way, but I feel like Spirit is telling the friend that helped Capricorn to get better, that you're still getting your wishes granted. Okay, you're gonna get whatever gift you're supposed to receive from doing this spiritual work on this individual that this reading is about. You're still going to receive your abundance, your blessings. Okay? Wow. And now this person is realizing that you wasn't a true gift in their life. All right, final messages. Final messages. And we're getting up out of here. You may still resent this friend. Now that oh gosh, you could still. Okay, so that's what you keep looking at evil eye. If you still finding yourself resenting this friend that helped you, you're like, damn, I hurt myself. Now I gotta. You don't like looking at yourself. You don't like taking accountability for your actions. So now you're still resenting this friend when it was you that made the choice to do what you did. She never forced you to do anything that you chose to do. Instead, you made those decisions and choices on your own. So instead of blaming her, evil eye watching her, you should be looking at yourself that way and realizing that, hey, I fucked up. I was out and in the clear. I had a path to peace, but I chose to go back into this darkness. So don't be sitting up there looking at the friend like they did you wrong. No, they did right by you. You did wrong by yourself. So don't be looking outwardly blaming the friend. If that's what you're doing. Or you possibly feel like they hate you now. But this person ain't, yeah, they too busy focused on their abundance than to worry about hating on you for going down the wrong path. Okay? Potential. They saw potential in you, though. Everyone has potential compatibilities. As long as you work hard to explore, you can find your own infinite possibilities and believe in yourself. Yeah. She let it go and was like, okay, well, I gave you what you need. You have the potential to get there. It's up to you whether you go follow that guidance or not. So, it's up to you. I feel like that's what this friend is like. Yeah. Go discover yourself. Love is around to discover. And there is a surprise. There are surprises inadvertently. Yeah. And that's loving yourself. You're going to discover I feel like through resenting this friend, through going back to a toxic, obsessive lover, you're learning to love yourself anyway. So she did her job. That's why she's still getting her blessings. She paid it forward through you, whether you like it or not. Overcome imperfections. Polish your character and feed on the positive side. Therefore, I have liberated myself. Let kindness be shown and become a source of happiness. Give yourself and others unconditional support, understanding, and love through gentleness. That's this friend. This friend had already overcome the things you're trying to overcome. That's clarifying what I said, what I was channeling. Holy. Divine actions inspired love and harmony. Be aware of your thoughts and be driven by positive forces. Listen to your own voice. Desires to show light. Turn tests into growth. Turn challenges into opportunities. And turn fear into love. After the greatest achievement is done, you can be a marquise or retired to the mountain forest, and choosing the latter is the man's behavior. Precious. The golden scales of the unicorn insinuate money, warning us to be careful with our words. Oh shit. So if you've been speaking down on this healer, that's why you're receiving some karma. It's possibly with your money, and I feel like the Most High told him let it go and let you follow your own guidance, and you ran back with your desires towards this person, and that's why you ran into karma. But this person was teaching you a holy lesson. The golden scales of unicorn insinuate money, warning to us to be careful with our words. If we encounter a friend's money turned over, we must prevent being deceived. You got deceived by this person you was with to let your friend go. Lord have mercy. Healing, who was trying to help you heal, that was sent to you by the Most High God. God has given you the ideal environment to heal your heart. When you realize it, turn your shortcomings into advantages. The Most High sent this healer to help you heal your heart. Gate. Be guided to those who will open the door of inner freedom and move forward in trust. You could have trusted this person, but you chose not to. Wow. You chose not to trust him. It's possibly because you may have been untrustworthy yourself. Because you had some type of evil eye resentment towards this person. So, we live and we learn, right? I hope that you're taking these lessons and you're learning from them. I hope that you are growing and maturing and releasing all that junk from your past. Because it's not serving you. It's actually leading you back down paths that you don't. Why repeat a karmic lesson if you don't have to? You know? See the karmic reflection. Every person you meet reflects something within yourself. Learn from what they mirror back to you. That's who they was. A mirror for you. Somebody, I can't make this shit up. Look. The healer was a mirror for you. We live and we learn, but once you learn this lesson, I would, if I was you, show the universe that you learned it by stop entertaining these type of things, so that you can stop manifesting them in your life. It took me a minute to figure that out myself. I had to learn that couldn't entertain certain people, you know, but it took me a minute, and I didn't beat myself up neither. Once I got it, I was like, dang, that makes sense. I was basically like, dang, that makes sense. So, you know, why some people were removed out of my life. Because it was meant to happen that way. And then when people remove themselves out of my life, I've learned to let them go, you know. No matter how much I love and care about it, evidently they need to go down another path and learn some more lessons. That they removed themselves away from my good ass energy. So, hey, you know, that's on them. You know, that's the cross they have to carry. It ain't mine. So, you know, take that high resume. I hope they help you. Yeah, but you really need to release this inner criticism. Silence the inner critic. Speak to yourself with kindness and watch your confidence soar. Peace.